Let me tell you where most new agents lose their first investor client. It's the moment the conversation turns to money. The investor asks about cap rate or cash on cash return, what the property could sell for, or what their return is, and the agent freezes up. The reason why agents freeze up is because nobody ever taught them how to find out what investors want to know. And finding that out is a lot easier than you think. So in this video, I'm going to break down the return on investment so clearly that you walk into your next investor conversation and hold your own. By the end of this video, you're going to start thinking about deals the way investors do. And one thing that investors always think about is ROI. So what is return on investment? It's actually pretty simple. What am I going to get back compared to what I've put in? And here's what happens once you wrap your head around ROI. All of a sudden, you're not thinking about the sticker price. You're thinking about what the property brings in every month. Now, think about how most people get into real estate. They fixate on one thing: price. What's the list price? What's the purchase price? Did it sell for a good number? But investors, they don't think that way. Investors care about one thing: return. So here's something that makes real estate special. It produces returns in 4 different ways, all at the same time. Number 1 is called cash flow. That's the monthly income you keep after expenses and mortgage. Number 2 is appreciation. That's the property going up in value over time. Next is the mortgage. That's your tenant slowly paying down your loan balance. And the last one are tax advantages, which, believe it or not, can seriously boost the whole return. Now here's your first nugget. Most investments give you one of these, but real estate gives you all 4. Here's where it gets good. Let's start with cash flow, because for a beginner, this is where it all starts. Cash flow is the most immediate, most tangible return. It's simply what's left over after you pay the mortgage, taxes, insurance, and any additional expenses. Let me give you an example. Say an investor buys a rental for $300,000. After the mortgage and all those expenses, they're left with $500 a month in cash flow. That's $6,000 a year that they get to keep. That's positive cash flow. And positive cash flow means a stable investment. An investor can hold that property for years and ride out whatever the market does. And again, for a beginner, this is the safest place to start. Next is appreciation. That's the property going up in value over time. It's driven by things like location, supply and demand, and economic growth. But here's the reality. Appreciation isn't guaranteed. Nobody can promise that a property goes up in value. So smart investors treat appreciation as a bonus, not the foundation of the deal. Cash flow first, appreciation is the cherry on top. Write that one down. Okay, now let's talk some investor metrics. And don't worry, this is easier than it sounds. The first one is called cash on cash return. It's one of the most common numbers investors use. So what is it? It measures how much you're making compared to the cash you actually put in. The formula is pretty simple. Annual cash flow divided by the cash you invested. Now let me show you with actual numbers. Say you put $60,000 of your own cash into that deal we just talked about. Now remember, it's giving you $6,000 a year in positive cash flow. You take the $6,000 divided by the $60,000 that you put in, and that's a 10% cash on cash return. That's it. That's the whole thing. And here's your nugget. That 10% is real money in your pocket before appreciation even shows up. Next up is cap rate. You'll hear this one all the time. Cap rate is short for capitalization rate, and it measures the return without factoring in the mortgage. You get it by dividing net operating income by the purchase price or the value of the property. Net operating income is just the income after operating expenses before the mortgage. So back to our $300,000 property, say it produces $18,000 a year after operating costs. $18,000 divided by $300,000, that's a 6% cap rate. Now, why do investors love this number? Because it lets them compare 2 totally different properties side by side in 2 totally different markets side by side. Now, there's one more you'll hear: internal rate of return, or the IRR. This one's a little more advanced but easy to follow. IRR takes a few things into account all at once: your cash flow over time, appreciation, and the eventual sale of the property. In plain English, it measures the efficiency your money grows over the whole life of the deal. Look, as a beginner, you probably won't use IRR on day one, and that's fine. But just knowing the concept exists builds your financial awareness, and investors notice that. Okay, this next part is a big one. This is the mindset shift. Are you ready? A lower priced property isn't always the better investment, and a higher priced one isn't always the worst one. What matters is performance. Let me say that again. It's about how the property behaves financially, not just what it costs. And the day you understand that, your value as an agent goes way up. But there's one thing you need to know how to do that other agents fail at, and that's building trust. Listen, there's risk involved with every investment deal, and you should know that risk and return are connected. Higher potential returns usually come with higher risk. Lower risk deals, they tend to give you a steadier, more moderate return. So your job as an agent isn't just to find the opportunity. It's to help your client balance what they want to earn against the risk that they're comfortable taking. And that right there is where trust gets built. Now, there's something really important in all of this, and that's the ROI depends on the strategy. Different strategies produce different kinds of returns. Buy and hold is about cash flow and long-term appreciation. Rehab and resale is about short-term profit margin. Value add is about improving how a property performs over time. So you can't evaluate every deal the same way. The numbers are an important part of any investor's strategy. And understanding this is what takes you from just another average agent to being the go-to agent investors call. ROI is single-handedly one of the most important skills to master because it's the whole point of being an investor. When you're able to think like an investor, you'll earn the trust, speak their language, and get more investor clients. In the investor world, one simple truth runs everything. It's not about what a property costs. It's about what a property produces. Now, before you go, one quick thing, especially if you're getting licensed or if you just got your license. Here's the reality. Your license gives you the legal foundation to practice real estate. What it doesn't teach you, though, is how to evaluate a deal and run those numbers and talk about performance with confidence. That's the exact gap the Certified Investor Agent Specialist designation was built to fill. CIS gives you the frameworks, how to analyze returns, weigh risk, and match the strategy to the deal. And you don't have to be an investor to use it. You just have to want to be the agent serious clients trust early. If that's you, the link is right below this video. Go and take a look. Your next step is getting familiar with the different kinds of investing strategies that investors use. That's exactly what I break down in this next video. I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you on the next one.